Can you please introduce yourself?
So to start off with myself, I'm English. I was born in Manchester. I prefer not to give the year, but a clue is in the 20th century, a long time ago. And then I studied modern languages at Oxford University. I studied French and Russian. And then I moved to London, to the city. I was working as an accountant for a company called Touche, which is now known as Deloitte. So I qualified as a chartered accountant. And then I moved into recruitment in 1985, again, a long time ago. And I started off with a large European recruitment company that was looking to set up an office in Paris. And I helped them set up that office. And I moved to Paris in 1986 and became the director of the executive division. And I wanted to set up my own company. I became frustrated. And so when I was 29, I set up my own company in Paris, which at the time was called Norman Parsons. And then a few years later, I sold Norman Parsons to a large American group, one of the largest in the world. And I stayed on as a minority shareholder. And again, after 3 years, I wanted to do my own thing, to do something more entrepreneurial. So I sold my remaining shares and stock options. And I moved to Monaco, near the south of France, in 1997.
Tell me about your company.
So first of all, I set up the company in 1997 in Monaco. Today we have 6 offices. We have 4 offices in Europe. So in addition to the head office, we're also in Geneva, Paris and Luxembourg. We have an office in Miami, and we have an office also in Montevideo. And our plan is to set up in Singapore next year, and in the medium term, London and probably Dubai. We work for a variety of clients, some global banks, some private or boutique banks, independent structures in corporate finance and wealth management, single family offices, hedge funds, private equity companies, and we help them recruit the best talent, very often business development people, private bankers, institutional salespeople, financial advisors, but we can also recruit regulatory people, compliance people, back office specialists, and our overall objective is to find the best talent for our clients in the various markets where we work. We have a second department where we recruit board members and C-1 level executives outside financial services, working in technology, for example, biotechnology, healthcare. Very often it can be with startup companies. And then we have our third department, which is a bit more recent, which is called corporate development. And there we help our clients grow, not by recruitment, but by external growth. So by making an acquisition, by merging with another company, by signing a strategic partnership, potentially fundraising. And the overall idea of Norman Alex is to help our clients grow, and that can be by the various means that I've discussed, because sometimes recruitment isn't the best way of growing, and sometimes making an acquisition or a joint venture is a better way.
What makes Norman Alex different from other companies?
That's a very good question. I have 3 points that I would like to bring up. The first point is that we're not a typical recruitment company. We help our clients develop their activities, of course by recruitment, by identifying top talent, but sometimes the best way will be to make an acquisition, to do a joint venture, to set up a new project, and we can help our clients in all of those areas. And we can also offer some very cogent business intelligence and advice in those areas because of our very wide market coverage. And that brings me to the second point, which is the fact that we are very international, if not global, in our approach. We work in Europe, in the US, in Latin America, in the Far East, and to a certain extent in the Middle East. And our cross-border approach enables us to work much more closely with our clients and with our candidates. And in fact, we have 6 different nationalities in the company, and we speak, I think, 6 or 7 different languages. And thirdly, and I think most importantly, I'd like to talk about our personalized approach and how we place the importance on building long-term relationships with our clients and with our candidates. And indeed, a client can one day become a candidate and vice versa. So we make no distinction in the way that we treat both. And we look to the long term. And I believe that if you look after your clients and your candidates, and you treat them well, and you're professional and proactive in your approach, that your business and your success will take care of themselves.